Hello everyone, this is Running on Empty Food Review. So today we're reviewing DiGiorno's personal stuffed crust pizza. Now this is a first, to be honest, from the frozen pizza, all the frozen pizza reviews I've done. This is indeed a first. A stuffed crust frozen pizza. Usually you don't hear that much about stuffed crust frozen pizzas. You usually think when it comes to stuffed crust pizza, going to a pizza parlor and getting a stuffed crust, but this is the first I've seen a stuffed crust pizza from DiGiorno, and this is a personal pizza. So looking at the pizza, takes up this entire plate here, and it looks like it's good for one person. Usually cut it into fourths, and it has one piece of pepperoni per slice, and I think it was placed that way purposefully. So before we dig into this slice, let me just hold it up to you. You could see that the crust is thicker, almost like a deep dish pie, but more just because there's cheese in the crust. You can see some cheese right in here. The crust is thicker, feels nice and soft, smells nice, and it looks like there's a good amount of toppings. So, you know what? Let's dig into this pie. Looking forward to the crust. I don't know how much with the pizza, but let's try this out, shall we? Cheers. Alright, so here's what I have to say with the first bite. First off, the pizza itself, the dough, the base, just grabbing the crust, everything feels very soft. Very soft. Which is good with a pizza. You don't want to have anything burnt, you know? But everything feels very soft. The toppings themselves, obviously you could see they slid right off. You know, so really not that much of like a plasticky cheese that like is sticky. No, the cheese is still very good. Slides right off, as did the pepperoni. Slides right into your mouth. Now, that being said, there is an issue that could come with that as well. If you're thinking about it, you saw how easy everything slid off right into my mouth. If you think about it, if you're more of a messy eater than myself, then honestly, if you're eating, it could all just slide off and go on your clothing. I was actually kind of worried about that when I was looking down. You know, this is a new suit I'm wearing, and I didn't want to get anything on it, but nothing got on. Nothing got on, keeping it clean. So that's one complaint. You know, it's a good and a bad thing. You know, it's good that it's not, you know, plastic, you know, type cheese where it's just, you know, unflavorful and sticky. You know, here it was flavorful, and it did slide right off, but if you're a messy eater, you know, that may not be the best thing. So, we tried the pizza. Obviously, there wasn't that much pizza, you know, regards to toppings, you know, the cheese, the pepperoni, the sauce, you know, for this slice, because they're mostly focusing on the crust. So now let's get to the crust and see what the big deal is here. The crust itself, you have a pretty doughy bit before the cheese is even in there, and that itself is flavorful as well. You know, and I'm more of a fan of doughy pizzas, so I like this. And then once you reach the crust, is the cheese all that flavorful? No. Is it bad? Absolutely not. But regards of the crust, I think they literally just did this just to, you know, attract more people. See, oh, hey, they got stuffed crust pizza now. You know, let me get this. Because quite frankly, the stuffed crust, you know, the cheese in the crust is really nothing special. It's nothing to go on about and give it a claim and say it's the best thing I've ever had in my life. But as you can see, I'm clearly enjoying it. Not bad at all. It's just, it's good, but you know, it's nothing to really make a big fuss about. You know, nothing really outstanding about this. You know, the cheese itself is good. There's nothing, you know, there's no bad flavors at all. But it's not exploding with flavors either. So, you know, all in all, it's a good pie. The stuffed crust is good, but nothing outstanding with this, you know, so I would have to give it 7 out of 10. So, what are we at here? We've got the stuffed crust pizza here. Here's what I have to say about it after having this one slice, which I'm assuming all 3 others would be like. Here's what I have to say about it. Here's my comments. When you first take a bite, the toppings, and the cheese slides right off and right into your mouth, along with a tiny bit of dough, which is very soft, at the bottom. Then, pardon me there. So then, once again, my apologies with that. So then, when you're eating further into the slice, eating further into the crust, getting towards the crust, the dough gets noticeably thicker, as you can see right here, quite thin there with the toppings, and then quite thick here with no toppings, or very little, as a matter of fact. So, it gets noticeably thicker, and then when you get to the crust, with the little bit of cheese there is inside of it, it's not, you could really, in some cases, you really can't even tell what's what. You can't even really distinguish the cheese that's there. However, it's not bad. No, not bad tasting at all. But, I don't know. It's a good pie, but there's really nothing outstanding to say about this. So, once again, just finalizing this for you all. Once again, toppings slide right off. Not that much pizza, though. It's a personal pie, obviously. Thinner dough, very soft, though. Gets thicker towards the crust. And then the cheese in the crust is really nothing to, comment about, but it's good nonetheless. So 7 out of 10 rating here for you all. So, I'll eat this. I gladly will. I've enjoyed it so far, and I'm sure I will enjoy the other 3 slices. But let's focus on price here for a split second. What is this pizza price-wise? Price-wise, this was $3.50. $3.50 for you all for this pie. And, is it worth it? I guess you could say it's a pizza novelty. I guess because this is the first, frozen stuffed crust pizza you've seen. So, of course, they have every right to charge more for it. Saying, oh, we added extra cheese in the crust, we made the crust bigger, blah, blah, blah. But, you know what, for the pizza it's a good pie, but it's not the best thing I've ever had in the world. So, I guess it still is worth it, for the time being. But once everyone else starts, making their stuffed crust pizzas that are frozen, then I think the price should drop. And if it's not, then it's not going to be worth it. But since this is the first of its kind, then I suppose the price is adequate. They could basically control the market with this. Fair enough. So there you have it. DIGIORNO's personal stuffed crust pepperoni pizza. Once again, quick recap. First bite, everything slides off practically into your mouth, but it tastes good nonetheless. As you continue further into the slice, the crust gets a lot thicker, considerably thicker, and more doughy, but tastes good nonetheless. And once you reach the crust itself, with the cheese in it, it tastes good, but there's nothing, to really go on about and give it a claim. So once again, 7 out of 10 rating, and $3.50 for this pie. Fair enough then. I'll probably be getting back to next week or sooner, who knows. But this is Report of the Week here, running on empty, food review, and today we reviewed DIGIORNO's personal stuffed crust pepperoni pizza. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you later. Take care and have a good day.